This week in the Old Rope Salvage Workshop, we are undertaking a moderately ill-advised one-day challenge to lift the big V8 Flathead engine out of our classic 1940s pickup truck, so we can crack on with the bigger task of giving the old girl a bit of a spruce up after her 5 long years of being neglected in the dusty corner of the barn. Moving her into position under the winch will soon prove to be the easiest part of this task, because it's going to be a long, long day.
That'll do.
Okay.
I don't actually know where to start.
That's reassuring.
Got a feeling it just... Oh, you beauty. How easy is that? And I think that just comes out because it's not even screwed in. One gear stick. That kind of starts worrying me. If something comes off easy, then what's the next thing going to be?
Yes, you might want to remember those words because, as Tim so accurately predicted, if things start off too easy, you just kind of know in your bones that you're soon going to be in for a whole world of pain. First though, there was a whole load of nuts, bolts and wires to undo and untangle, and as for that one pesky bolt holding down the gearbox, well, we didn't think it would be too big of a problem once everything else was free. You'll see how that theory worked out for us in practice later on. First, there was the radiator to remove, a relatively easy job in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, these rubber hoses, they don't want to get off. They're very stubborn little things. Come on. Once you break the little seal bit and you can actually twist them, they come free, but it's like glued on. The struggle is real here. I don't really like this blue that I'm wearing either. I need some check overalls. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just a few more things to undo. Getting there. Got a wet hand, got wet gloves. I'm just being a cheapskate here because all this antifreeze looks absolutely amazing. Considering this has been in here for years now, it's so clean in there. Like normally radiator water comes out like disgusting, but this is like really good. Is she done? Good. I think that's it.
Well, Tim's fashion crisis aside, it's always encouraging to start the day with a win. And apart from the stream of radiator water escaping out of the door, carrying with it the giveaway aroma of a 1970s sweet shop, we were on good form.
Good afternoon, everybody. Don't think I've actually said hello to you all yet this morning. So we've come in today with a mission to get this engine out of the Ford truck. It's been a long morning. It's about 2:30, oh my God, already. And Tim's been undoing a lot of nuts and bolts so far. We've got the radiator off. We've drained the antifreeze out of it. Antifreeze is looking really, really good actually, so I think Tim's intention is to reuse that. So you probably remember from last week's video, just took off the bonnet, the wings, the running boards, all the back boards around here. If you remember, it had the flatbed on it, which is now over there somewhere, and now it's all stripped down. The interior is kind of just pretty bare as well. So, like I said, this week we are hoping to get the engine out, and then that'll probably be as far as we're going to go with actually stripping things off of it. But it's quite a task actually. So yeah, 2:30. I suppose we better get on with it.
So, those of you who are either new here or, like me, just have a bad memory, Tim has actually owned this Ford American pickup truck for around 20 years. She's a 1941 model with a Flathead V8 engine, dating a little later, around 1949, and Tim imported her from a farm in North Dakota. He spent a couple of years restoring the truck, but she was always a rough and ready old girl, and that's probably how she will stay. But after 5 years sitting in our workshop, the truck has deteriorated, and that's why we're working on her now, giving her the attention she so rightfully deserves.
Right, exhaust off. Oh, there you go. This is a bit of a work of art. I actually made this out of bits and pieces from an old Mercedes exhaust system. An SL500, I think it was. I had the whole bit and exhaust, and I just cut the bits out of it. It's quite a complicated shape, really. And of course it has to have like a silencer, because it would be illegal without one. So made sure I got a really big silencer in there. It's going to need a bit of a clean up. Right, that's the other side exhaust off. Laid down on the floor over there now. Oh, I think we're getting quite close to it actually. I've just got I've got to disconnect a couple of little things up here, some wire, and mostly wiring things to the starter motor, the earths off the engine. Make sure that this oil pressure gauge is free. And then I've got to unbolt that. The oil filter, unbolt that, so it comes off with the engine. And then just the front engine mounts, which are pretty cool. Old school. Castellated nuts with split pins. You can't see it because it's so dark in there.
Actually, you can see it.
Can you? Wow. And then we'll lift it out and then realise what still is connected, and then do that then. You know, there's always something hanging on. Come back. Don't leave me.
You're all right.
No, I need a cup of tea. I'm getting very dehydrated. Oh. Beautiful. Right, going to try and remove an engine mount. So these have got little split pins in them. They're great when you put them in, but they get rusty. You've got to straighten them out and get them back out. When I first got the truck, after it had been sitting for like 40 years, these sort of things were everywhere, and they were such a pain because they were completely rusted through, and they'd always snap off in the middle bit, the threaded bit. And so you're having to like punch them out, and they were a real pain to get out. That's pretty easy. So yeah, well, they have to come through the hole in the threaded part. And when these get really rusted, these pins, they don't close together enough. So if you scrape off the rust on the inside pieces, they can come closer together. It makes it a lot easier. Otherwise you start having to punch them out and drill them out, and well, I don't know, they're a pain, but they're great. I mean, they're still working 80 years later. I don't know how many Nylocs would still be working after 80 years. So, yep. Is it actually coming off, or is it spinning around? Yeah, it's spinning under there. Fun. I think I might need some new engine mounts. Oh, crap. Let's click the ratchet over the other way. The ratchet's so close to the... There you go. That is knackered. What's happened to the rubber? Maybe that was a homemade bodge. Right, just getting the wiring disconnected. We've only got one problem I can foresee. This engine has got an upgraded oil filtering system. So they didn't originally have proper oil filters in them. But there's a modification that can be made to this engine to actually give it a proper oil filter, where you tap the block at a certain place and do some bits and pieces. But the hoses, or the pipes going for that, are going right underneath the steering column and some of the wiring to get the engine out of this in one piece that's a bit stuck in there. So either we're going to get it to go through the hole as the engine lifts up, or I'm going to have to disconnect it. But I didn't really want to be disconnecting the oil pipes right at this minute, but if I've got to, I've got to. Yep, getting closer. Just a few wires for the electrics and we should be there. I'm gonna have to just cut it. Right. Industrial scissors. They'll do it. Where's a good place to cut her? There. Hopefully there's no petrol in it. We'll soon see. No. Yeah, this hose, it did the job at the time, but it was never really brilliant. It is rated, I think, for fuel, but it goes really solid. Thanks to Jeff at the old boatyard for this, I think. And these oil hoses I want to change, because I know there's a little bit of cracking on the top there, just on the outer layer, so I'm going to replace them. Maybe I will have to take them off. I just don't want to drip oil. I don't mind dripping water. Right, what's left? A couple more wires. I just noticed a really weird hose. This one here, and I suddenly wondered, what's that for? This hose, it takes vacuum from the manifold. So this is having air sucked into it, and it actually operates the wiper motor. So the wiper motors work on vacuum from the engine. Some people will remember old cars like that, but the weird thing about them was when you were slowing down, coming up to a junction or coming down a hill, you'd have loads of vacuum on the engine and the wipers would suddenly speed up. But as you were under throttle and going up a hill or pulling away, they'd go almost to nothing because there's no vacuum. Vacuum wipers. It's just going to be those oil pipes, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to take them off. It's tucked around that, and that might go over it, and they've got to come off. This is not normal. I'm sure this is not how you're supposed to remove an oil filter. Don't be too much oil. It's going to mess up my hacksaw blade, isn't it? God. That's the last thing I wanted to happen. Alright, I don't think we'll be taking the engine out today. I'm going to be mopping up oil from everything. Did any go in the bucket? I'd like to thank the cameraman at this point for all their help.
Well, we had hoped to get the engine out today, but what with all the seized up bolts and the trapped wires and the pedals falling out and hoses that had to be cut and then the rather epic oil spill to my left, which Tim is still cleaning up, lest it turns into a big black puddle of doom for all eternity. And now it's 5 o'clock and we have to go in an hour, so it's looking less and less likely that this is going to happen today. I think it will happen in this video, but sadly I probably won't be around to join in the fun of that. So this might be my last appearance in this video. So good luck. I'm going to leave you with Tim now, and let's hope that he can pull this one off.
Well, it wasn't my last appearance because, as you can see, I'm still here, assisting Tim with our first failed attempt to lift the engine free. As the day wore on, two things started to happen simultaneously. It all got a lot more difficult, and at the same time, we got a lot more determined. Which brings us back to that pesky bolt in the gearbox mount, that last predictable thing refusing to let go.
Can you pass me some more of the can of spray? He did move a little bit, so that's good. Thanks. Oh God. Why is it so tight? That is mad. It's quite oily around here on the gearbox, so it doesn't really make sense to something to sort of a bolt to seize up in as it's going through. As if it's, and it'd have to be really tight. I don't know, that's weird. There's a bit of movement though. Yes, for anyone watching, this is the wrong size socket for that bolt, but right, can you pass me a gold coloured rod on the bench next to the big hammer? Can you pass me both of them down? Right.
A gold coloured rod and a big hammer.
Yeah, well, if I hit a metal, even a threaded bar on the end with a metal hammer, what it can tend to do is it will like mushroom, it will distort the bolt. It's not going to. I've got to challenge you to find something. I think it's slightly lower than the microwave. There's a shelf. On the left-hand side, far left-hand side of the shelf, there's a like a box which looks like it should have some sort of electrical fancy gear in it, like camera gear.
There's nothing on the left-hand side of the microwave.
No, it's the right-hand side of the microwave. It's the left-hand side of the shelf.
Alright.
Like a little suitcasey box.
Yeah.
Alright, take that out, open it up. Right, open it. Right, inside it there's a hammer, and on one side of it, on the faces of it, it's got that gold on it again. Brass.
Is that it? That's wooden.
Why not that one?
I can only see silver.
Maybe I don't have one. There's a leather one in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a leather one.
Yeah, it's the same shape as that.
Wooden one.
Same size as that.
Okay, get the idea. Right, I've got them all out now, and I can't see a brass one. the brass looks the same colour as all the other ones. Oh, is that it? I've got it.
It's quite.
I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah, bigger than the rest. Yeah. Thank you.
I have to take out every single hammer to find it, but I got it.
Yeah, this is a problem. These two bolts went down here with the rear sort of gearbox mounts onto this cross member, and the nut came off this side. This bolt came out, the nut came off this side, but the bolt was really tight, and I left it in there thinking once you take a bit of the weight off with the engine on the hoist on it, I'll be able to just pull it out. I couldn't pull it out. It's like really like rust. For some reason it was rusted in. It was so tight, but with some hitting it and a big bar, I've loosened it up and it is actually coming out now. So just got to hopefully knock this out. Trying not to damage the bolt all the time. She's out. Yeah. Right.
That was
Hopefully
intense.
that still goes on. Lovely. Can live another day once it's been cleaned up a bit more. Right, let's get the engine out. Now lift it up. You're in charge of the hoist.
Up and down, but it was good, good. All the good times.
Oh dear, did I mention that it had been a long day? Fortunately, diligence and of course some invaluable hammer hunting from me paid off in the end, and finally, the engine was free.
Morning dust cooled on the power lines and it was good.
Well, that was easy. Well, I don't know if that was more difficult or easier than I thought, really. This is still the same day, even though I've changed my outfit 3 times. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's come out. I don't think we've damaged anything. I've had to cut a couple of wires. But anything that was awkward, I think needed sorting out and cleaning up anyway. The stuck bolt on the back of the gearbox, that's fine, you know. We need to clean that up and make sure that that sort of stuff is good and it will come out. So I'm really happy, yeah, we've got the engine out and I can have a good look at it. We can fix a few bits up, it's a lot easier to get to. Man, let's think. This has come out just today. When I was working on the van, taking the engine out of that was, I mean, it's so much more hard work. So yeah, I'm still liking the old cars. But that's it. V8 Flathead Ford. With a 4-speed gearbox.
But it was good, good, good. All the good times and the bad, the best times I ever had.
Right, now I'm even more tired because this is the second time we've tried to film this. I'm very pleased to have made it to the end of the video because I didn't think I would, so.
Yeah, it's been a very long day. We've done everything that we had hoped for. We came in here this morning hoping that we'd take the engine out, and we have.
That was about 10 hours ago.
It wasn't. You're exaggerating. Yeah, all good. So yeah, the engine's out. I'm going to have a good look at it, go over it all. I want to take the gearbox off, check the clutch, lots of bits and pieces all over. And now we can clean up the chassis, give it a nice coat of paint, and do lots and lots of checks. And yeah.
But it isn't going to be a nut and bolt restoration.
No. But it's a little bit more than a wipe down with a wet sponge. It's somewhere in between.
Make of that what you will.
Yeah, for anyone who's made it this far through one of our videos, thank you very much.
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new here for more of this joyful entertainment.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, check out our website and our merch as well if you're at all interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, we've got loads of t-shirts and there's loads of like really nice info and photos about the backstory and history of this truck if you're into that.
Yeah. But until next time, when we will surely be back here doing more work on the old truck here, we shall see you then. See you later.
Have a good week, and we will see you, probably next week.
Till then, bye. See you later.
Bye. All
That
right.
was much more professional, but nowhere near as interesting as the other
Well, I
one.
might just use the first one.
Now, at this point, you should put in the first take outtakes.
And do a vote as to what's the best one.
Both two outros in like.
To be fair, I don't think either of them were polished or professional. It was just different levels of rubbishness.
It was brilliantly rubbish. And that's what we aim for around here, brilliantly rubbish.
Just chaos.
Well, we very much hope that you enjoyed watching our very own brand of chaos. For more on the Ford truck, we'll be back again next week. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.